Get to see the world and its people in a different way.
It's freeing, it's very cleansing almost.
It really keeps me in check and keeps me singing to the best of my ability.
Just everything you see kind of is really what embodies the art, you know. My name is Paris. My friends call me Toon. I'm an artist. Started drawing since the beginning of time. Literally, I think like the earliest I can think back is like 3 years old. And yeah, haven't stopped since. I would have to say my first influence would have to be probably cartoons, you know? Just like the whole vibrance, the colors, the way the animation comes to life, and you know, what kid doesn't like you know, cartoons. And my favorite part is the whole spark of it, that first initial like base of the vision that I have. Also, like when I mess up, because it's not really messing up. It's just you could just take it to a whole nother direction, which is what I love so much about art. The whole emotion of the process, you know, it varies from piece to piece, all emotion based, you know. One piece you could be happy as hell, and then like the next one you just be angry, just like live it for no reason, or like you may know the reason but you can't express it verbally, henceforth you put it into a visual. As far as qualities as for an artist, I feel like, you know, you have to have some sort of humility, have to be open-minded a little bit, and you have to, you know, be able to communicate with people just a little bit. So, you know, it all depends on like if you want to be heard or not, you know, if you're just doing it. And you have to really want to do it and not just do it for like monetary goals and awards and stuff like that. As far as what I look for in my pieces, I guess it's just a sense of understanding as to why I did it. You know, this is just one of many of my mediums that I use to express myself. And for me, all my paintings are like everything that I can't get out verbally, so I just put it in there visually. And like as far as like how I know when the piece is finished, is like you just look at it and like when you really like struggling like, oh, what else should I do? Or like you do something, then it's like kind of throws it off like, all right, let's just chill, just leave it be. My current inspiration and influences is pretty much life, you know. Life, just everything you see kind of incorporates, is really what embodies the art, you know. Yeah, that's about it.
My name's Trey Williams and I'm a singer. My favorite thing about singing is performing in front of an audience, because I feel like being in front of an audience keeps me in check and keeps me performing to the best of my ability. And it's also fun to be able to take a song that's just music and lyrics and kind of portray that emotion to the audience. I think what drew me to want to be a singer was when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of award shows. My older brother and sister used to watch a bunch of award shows, so I would constantly see singers on stage, and I knew that that's kind of what I wanted to do with my life, to the point where I used to like charge my parents money to watch concerts of me on the coffee table. I sing because it's something that I truly enjoy and I'm very passionate about, and I think through all of the other hobbies that I've kind of tried out that haven't really worked out or anything, singing has always been there, and it's always been something that I've loved to do, and I've never been discouraged to give it up. I think knowing when like a song is finished and ready to perform, I'm going to use my a cappella group as an example. I think it's once all of the notes and everything are correct, once you get all the dynamics, and it's really not completely finished until you can finally put emotion into it and really make a connection to the song and be able to portray that to an audience. I think how I feel and my emotions when singing kind of depends on the song and how I can connect that to personal experiences, because I think that music is such a personal thing for everyone, and everyone's going to interpret a song differently. So for me personally, it just depends on the song and the lyrics of the song. I think to be a singer, it takes a level of confidence, just because you are in front of an audience most of the time that you're performing, and you want to look confident on stage and look like you know what you're doing. It also takes drive, because the performing arts right now especially is not like a thriving field, so if it's what you want to do, you really need to be passionate about it. Some of the things that have influenced me recently is I've started taking some classes about the music industry and really seeing kind of like the behind the scenes of the music industry, which keeps me really interested in still wanting to pursue this. Because to be a performer, you do need to know all of the ins and outs of what you're getting yourself into. Also, my cousin just got hired by Def Jam Records as a producer, and that's kind of inspired me because he comes from the same area that I'm from and he made it, so it's really kind of pushed me to want to do it too.
All right, my name's Ian Cosgrove. I started shooting photos pretty aggressively in 6th grade. That's when I got really into photography. My dad was kind of my main influence with, you know, picking up photography, picking up a camera and starting to shoot. So, you know, being with him, that was my earliest memory of actually taking pictures. I like the way that photography makes me, you know, feel and kind of see the world around me when I'm out shooting photos. I really only have to think about one thing, and that's the shots. It's just kind of freeing. You go out and you take the picture. You go out by yourself. You go out with friends. Either way, it's always going to be like a good experience. I think the thing I look for in my photos is not necessarily the technical aspects, it's more of like the emotional response you get from the photos. So when you look down at your screen, if you're shooting digital, or you know, if you're in the dark room and you finally develop that picture and you look at it and you get that response where it's like, holy crap, this is a great photo. You walk away from it psyched, you just feel really good. I think that's you know, what I look for. I think photography really affects my everyday life. Just because, you know, when you walk up to a certain place and you see light hit something, you know, interestingly, you want to take a picture of it. You look at life as, I don't know, as a picture. You know, each, you know, view in front of you, that's just another photo that you can take. What makes a photographer? I don't know, maybe just the camera. If you have a camera and you know you truly enjoy what you're doing, you go out there and you take pictures of whatever it is and you truly enjoy it. And, you know, you want to make something of your work, you want to show people your work, maybe that constitutes a photographer. Maybe that's just it. It could be as simple as that, or you know, it could be a very complex answer. I don't know if I have the complex answer, but I think today what inspires me is just a whole bunch of, a myriad of other photographers. You know, I can look into skate magazines or go online and see something cool, or I could, you know, go to my friend's house and see the photos that they've taken. So I think that's, you know, the photos around you are super inspiring, and the people around you definitely have that effect on me.
My name is Alyssa Murray and I'm a dancer. I guess my first influence dancing was when I was like 2. I started taking gymnastics classes, and in the same gymnastics studio they were dancers, and I just remember watching what they were doing, and it was so different from what I was doing. It was so much more graceful and artistic. The best word I can find is that I feel free. I've always said that I'm most myself when I'm dancing or on a stage or performing somehow. So dancing, it's very cathartic. They always say you leave everything on the stage. It's hard to describe. When you walk off the stage, you're just completely drained, like physically, obviously, and emotionally and mentally too. What I look for in a dance is generally the emotion behind the moves, not as much the technique. I myself was never much of a technical dancer. You know, you can watch a beautiful pirouette and think, wow, that's great, but when you watch a piece that has no technical value and you're moved from it, I think that's what makes a dance special and makes a dance stand out. I dance because I like it. I love it. I've always loved dancing. And it's the only cardio I can do without wanting to jump off a bridge, so that's a bonus too. That's what makes a dancer depends on what type of dance they do. You can really divide dancers into different schools. There's the ballet girls and guys, of course. Ballerinas tend to be very, very strict and very in control. And then you've got your contemporary style competitive dancers, which is what I did. And we're more, I guess, impulsive, emotional, kind of passionate when you dance. And then you've got the backup dancer type of people, and maybe not necessarily as much professional or as much training, but more of a natural ability or like a look that you're going for. I guess you know when a piece is done with dance when it's just yourself you're choreographing for is when you're comfortable with the moves. In a group, it's complete when everybody's together, you've rehearsed a lot, everybody's on beat, everyone looks very uniform and put together. I think that's when it's final. When I'm teaching dance, it's really encouraging to me to watch a child grow, to watch a little girl who didn't know what a plie or a tendu was a week before, to be able to do a whole combination at the bar across the floor is really rewarding. So I guess kids are the motivation with teaching and the inspiration.